Welcome. Today, we're diving into a really fascinating shift in the investment world. We're talking about why affordable real estate is becoming the go-to smart investment for young Indians. So let's get into it. So, you're young, you're starting to earn, and you want to make your money work for you, right? The huge question is always, where do you even begin? Do you go for the old school safety of gold? Or maybe you jump into the high-risk, high-reward world of the stock market. It's a classic dilemma, for sure. But what if the best answer isn't one of the usual suspects? It turns out that a whole new generation of investors, we're talking people between 25 and 35, is finding a completely different path to building their wealth. You know, we're seeing this massive shift in the mindset of India's young professionals and entrepreneurs. With big aspirations and, frankly, better access to loans, they're not just following the old playbook anymore. They're seriously rethinking what a smart, foundational investment actually looks like. And that brings us to a tangible alternative that is seriously gaining ground. Affordable real estate is popping up as a top choice. People see it as a secure, growth-focused way for first-time investors to build real, lasting wealth. And this comparison really gets to the heart of why it's so appealing. You know, financial products like stocks, they can be super volatile and kind of abstract, just numbers on a screen. But real estate? That's a physical, tangible asset. It's something you can literally see and touch. And for a lot of new investors, that feeling of security is just priceless.
So why is this shift happening now? Well, it's not just a gut feeling. The appeal of affordable real estate is actually built on 4 really clear, really logical pillars of value, and we're about to break them all down.
Okay, so here they are, the 4 big reasons. First, it's a tangible and secure asset. Second, it's got huge demand and policy support. Third, it offers both appreciation and rental income. And fourth, it's a fantastic hedge against inflation. Let's dig into each one. All right, starting with those first 2 pillars. The security part comes from simple physical ownership, which gives you a kind of long-term stability that a crazy market just can't promise. And this isn't some niche thing. There's strong, steady demand for housing, and it's getting an extra boost from government initiatives like interest subsidies that make it even easier for first-time buyers to get in the game. Now for the exciting part, the growth. Real estate can work for you in 2 ways at once. Over time, your property's value is likely to go up, building your long-term wealth. But at the same time, it can bring in steady rental income, giving you cash flow right now. And maybe most importantly, it's a great defense against inflation. As the cost of everything else goes up, real estate values have historically risen right along with it, protecting your hard-earned money. Okay, so that's all the theory, but what does this actually look like in the real world? Let's move from theory to practice and look at a couple of real stories from young investors who made this exact choice. So meet Kajal. She's a first-time home buyer in Mumbai, and she's right in that 25 to 35 age group we've been talking about. She made a very conscious decision to prioritize buying a home over other investments. And in her own words, you can see it was a total double win. She didn't just lock down an asset that's growing in value, she also immediately slashed a huge expense from her budget, rent. I mean, this just perfectly shows the 2-sided power of this strategy. Let's just stop and look at that number for a second. 2 lakh rupees. That's a huge amount of money saved every single year. That's money that can be put back into investments or just used to improve her life. That right there is the real-world impact we're talking about. Now let's switch gears a bit from a professional to a couple of young entrepreneurs. Let's meet the Taloja brothers. They come from a family with a small-scale business, and they also made a really deliberate choice to kickstart their investment journey with affordable housing. And their perspective is so important. They see it as the safest place to put their money, and they know it starts appreciating literally from day one. For them, this isn't just about buying a property. It's the very first building block for a solid long-term investment portfolio. So when you pull all these threads together, a really clear picture starts to form. We're not just talking about buying a house here. We're talking about a strategic financial move that can act as the bedrock, the very foundation of a young person's entire financial future. So what are the big takeaways here? Well, for young investors, affordable real estate is a strategic way into the market. It's this unique thing that combines security with real potential for growth. It fulfills that deep desire for homeownership, and it's all backed up by strong demand and helpful government policies. And really, what this all shows is that for this new generation of Indians, buying an affordable home has totally evolved. It's not just a life goal anymore, it's become a core financial strategy for building a secure and really prosperous future. And that leaves us with one final big question. As you think about your own goals, your own financial path, could this be the foundation for your financial future?